See, next one is semi-elliptical arch. The shape of the arch is semi-elliptical and it more than one center. The next one is horseshoe arch. The arch has a shape of horseshoe incorporating the more than semicircle. Such type of arch is provided mainly for architectural consideration. You can see the all the diagrams in this slide. So next one is inverted arch. This is a type of arch is provided in order to improve the bearing capacity of soil. Pointed or the uh, Kotlik arch, what we call it, consists of two arch circles meeting at an fx point at the center point at the topmost position. The triangle formed many be equilateral or the isosceles length and arch, what we call. The next one is Batterians, what arch we called. This is the another forms of pointed arch which will have a deeper depth at crown than the springing. It consists of four centers all located on springing lines. See, next one is this is a diagram for the Batterian arch. The Florentine arch is the similar to the Venetian arch expected in the introduce is the back side. This will have the three centers all located on the springing line. Next one is a revolving arch. This arch is constructed either on a flat arch or the wooden lintels to provide a greater strength point of view. The stilled arch, it consists of a semi-circular arch with the two vertical portions at the springing line. The next one is the classifications of arch according to the number of centers. One centered arch, example flat, segmental, semicircular, which is coming under one centered arch, horseshoe, as well as the stilled arch. Two centered arch is pointed arch. Three centered arch, example is Florentine arch. Four centered arch is Venetian arch, and the five centered arches. These are the five centered arches for the diagram. A classification of arches according to the workmanship. Rough arch. This is a type of arch is constructed from the ordinary uncut brick. As the brick are rectangular in shape, mortar joint become wider at the extrodose than the introdose. Axed or rough cut arch. This is a type of arch constructed from bricks which are cut to a wedge shape by means of an arc. The thickness of mortar joint varies from 3 to 6 mm. Next is gauge arch. This is a type of arch constructed from bricks which are finally cut by means of the wire saw. The mortar joints are as thin of 1.5 mm to 0.5 mm. Next one is classification of arch according to the material construction. The first one is stone arch. The arch can be constructed in a rubble masonry or a ashlar masonry. The rubble masonry is comparatively weak, hence it is used for the inferior type of work. Second one is brick arches. These arches can be constructed from ordinary bricks or purpose made bricks. The ordinary bricks are not cut to the shape or the viscera, and hence they are rough brick arches are formed for the getting the arch curve, and the joints are made a wedge shape with a greater thickness at the extrodose and smaller thickness at the introdose. The next one is the concrete arches. These arches can be constructed of the precast cement concrete blocks or monolithic concrete. The blocks are similar to the stones and are prepared in casting the cement concrete in specially prepared molds. The monolithic concrete arches are constructed from the cast in situ concrete suitable for the big spans. Next one is very important in examination point of view. They will ask stability of arch. They will ask explain the stability of an arch. See, an arch is the transmitted whatever the load which is coming from the top from the wall is that is superimposed load to the abutment or the piers or the side of the walls through the combined actions of frictions between the surface of viscera and the cohesion of the mortar. The following are the four ways of failure of an arch took place. First one is crushing of the masonry. Second one is rotation of the some joints about the edges. Third one is sliding of the viscera and the uneven settlement about or pier. That is the last one. See, crushing of the masonry. See, in this case the compressive stresses or the thrust exceed the safe crushing strength of the material and the arch fails due to the crushing of the masonry. The measures to avoid failure of an arch due to these reasons are the follows. The material used for the construction should be adequate or sufficient strength. The size of viscera should be the properly designated or designed to bear the thrust transmitted through them. If necessary, the viscera are variable height may be provided, that is less height near the crown and maximum height at the skew back. That is very important. The second one is the rotations of some joint about the an edge. To prevent the rotations of joint, the line of resistance should be kept within the introdos and dextrodos. The line of thrust should also be made to cross the joint away from the edge so as to prevent the crushing of the edge. It should be fall within the middle third positions of the arc height. The third one is sliding or viscera. This safeguard against the sliding of adjacent viscera due to traverse, shear and viscera's greatest height should be provided. The last one is uneven settlement of abutment or pier. This is secondary stresses in arch are developed due to the uneven settlement of the supports of arch, and to provide such conditions the following precautions should be taken.